Let's look at question number 7. So this question is based on circular measure. So this is a hot topic for SPM, paper 1 and paper 2 every year. Okay, so students are required to memorize all the formulas in this chapter. Okay, so diagram 4 shows a circle with center O and a radius of 7 cm. Okay, 7 cm radius. So this is 7, yeah. So given that the perimeter of the triangle AOB is 21 cm, so confirm that this is also 7. Okay, because the perimeter of AOB is 21 cm. Okay, so let's read the question. So calculate angle AOB in radians. Okay, so AOB in radians. So we know that this is an equilateral triangle. So if it's an equilateral triangle, then the angles, the interior angles are all 60, 60, 60, right? Because the sum of angles in a triangle is 180. So this is 60 degrees. But they want your answer to be in radians. So how? Okay, so I'm going to do it over here. So we know the angle AOB is equals to 60 degrees, right? So in order to change this to radians, so we have to multiply by pi over 180, okay? So equals to, so it'll be 60 times 22 over 7 over 180. Okay, so we get 1.047 radians. Okay, and this question is 2 marks. So where do we get the 2 marks? So 2 marks will be here, this step, and then final answer. Okay, so that's 2 marks. Okay, now let's look at question B. So find the perimeter of the minor segment AB. Okay, where is the minor segment? Segment is over here. Okay, this is a minor segment, but they want perimeter. Okay, so we need to know, okay, we already know that this is 7, right? So we need to find what is this length of arc. Okay, so we can use the formula S equals to R theta, which is the length of arc of AB. Okay, so I'm going to do my working over here for B. Yeah, so the perimeter, okay, the perimeter is R theta plus with 7, right? So our radius is 7 and our theta just now we gotten from the answer in A, which is 1.047 and then plus 7. Okay, so 7 times 1.047 then plus 7, so we get 14.33 cm. Okay, cm. So this is 2 marks. Okay, 3 marks for this. So where do we get the 3 marks? Okay, so this step is 2 marks and then final answer is 1 mark. So there will be 3 marks for this question. Okay, now let's look at question C. Okay, so question C asking us to calculate the area of the shaded region. Okay, so where is the shaded region? So the shaded region will be the whole circle, right? The whole circle except the triangle. So which means that I'm going to use for this, so in order to find the answer for C, I'm going to use the area of the whole circle then minus the area of the triangle. Okay, so the area of a sector is the whole circle is pi r square, right? The formula for area of a circle. Then minus, so the area of this triangle, I can use half AB sine C. Okay, so this one we already learned from the chapter of solution of triangles. Okay, whereby we learn about sine rule, cos rule, after that area of triangle, right? Area of triangle, okay? So equals to, so the pi we can use 22 over 7 and then the r radius is 7 square minus half AB and then sine 60 degrees. Okay? So when you use a calculator, calculate, then we'll get 132.74 cm square. Okay? And this question is 3 marks. So where do we get the 3 marks? Okay, this step is 2 marks and then final answer is 1 mark. So that will be 3 marks. Let's look at question 8, which is based on coordinate geometry. The diagram 5 shows the trapezium STUV with ST parallel to UV. So where is ST? ST is here. Okay, it's parallel to UV. Okay, and point S lies on the x-axis. So you see here, S is 60, okay? So this is the coordinate S is given. So given the equation UT is parallel with the x-axis. Okay, so this is UT. UT is over here, so it's parallel to the x-axis. And the equation of the line UV is y plus 2x and plus 8. Okay, this one I'm going to change to y equals to mx+c, okay, which is y equals to negative 2x minus 8. Okay, So here, this uv, I'm going to write it over. Okay, so here, m is -2. So which means that this is m is -2, okay? And the equation is y equals to -2x minus 8. Okay, so this is the given equation. Okay, given equation. And then what else they want us to find? Let's read the question. So find the equation of straight line SV. Okay, so where is SV? SV is over here. Okay, this is SV. Okay, so we are going to find what is the gradient for SV. So okay, see now, this is at V here, at point V, there's a small little box here. The square represents what? It's perpendicular, right? 90 degrees. Okay, so we know that when it's perpendicular, then M1, M2 equals to -1, right? So M1, M2 equals to -1. Let's say this is M1, okay? So this is M2. So when M1 is -2, dot means times, yeah? M2 equals to -1. So therefore, my M2 is -1 over -2, which is 1 over 2. So this is 1 over 2, okay? So in order to find the equation of a straight line, we just need to put into this formula, which is y minus y1 equals to mx minus x1. Okay, we only need to know two information. Okay, one is the gradient, another one is either one point or coordinate on the line, which is 6, 0. Okay, we can use 6, 0, which means that this is my x1, y1. Okay, so I'm going to put it inside this equation, y minus y1 equals to m bracket x minus x1. Okay, so it's y minus y1, which is 0, then m, then x minus x1, which is 6. Okay, so now I'm going to simplify this one. So this will be, okay, I'm going to open up this bracket. Okay, so times the half times inside the bracket. So we have 1 over 2, 1 over 2, and then after that half times -6 is what? -3, right? So -3. Okay, and this question carries 3 marks. Okay, 3 marks for this is quite a lot. Yeah, so where do we get the 3 marks? Okay, first the gradient must be correct, 1 mark. And then this 1 mark, this step is 1 mark, and final answer for A is 1 mark. The equation of the straight line SV must be correct. Okay, so this is the working for A. Okay, now we continue with question B1. Find the coordinates of V and U. Okay, we find the coordinate of V first. So just now we already gotten the equation for VS, and then this one is known. Okay, it's given here. And then this equation is y equals to half x minus 3, okay? So this. So in order to find the coordinate V, so V is the point of intersection between the two lines, right? So we can use simultaneous equation to get the answer, okay? So this one we let it to be equation 1, and this will be equation 2, okay? So we're going to do simultaneous equation to get the answer. Okay, so I'm going to do my working over here, B1, okay, to find V, yeah? So to find V, I'm going to use, okay, this is equation 1. And then this is equation 2. This is 1 and this is 2. Okay? So I can make them the same. Okay? Or equation 1 equals to, you sub 1 into 2. Okay? You sub 1 into 2. So you sub equation 1 into 2. Yeah? Which means that you substitute this one into here. Okay? And we solve it. Okay, so this is -2x minus 8 equals to half x minus 3. Okay, then after that, in order to get rid of the 2, all the terms times 2. So it becomes -4x minus 16 equals to x minus 6. Okay, so now all the x move to one side and the other one move to the other side. Okay, -4x minus x, -6 plus 16. Okay, so this is -5x and this is positive 10. So x is 10 divided by 95 is -2. Okay, so -2. So we got our x is -2. So after that, we need to find what is our y, right? Okay, so in order to find y, I can substitute this sub x equals to -2 into equation 1 or 2. I would choose 1 because there's no fraction there. Okay, so substitute inside. So y is -2 times -2 minus 8. So this is 4 minus 8. Okay, so 4 minus 8 is what? -4, right? -4. Okay, so I already gotten my V coordinate is -2, -4. Yeah, and to find V, okay, this one carries 1, 2, here total here is 7 marks. Okay, so 7 marks. So here is 1 mark. To find this, okay, this step is 1 mark, and then the x value is 1 mark. Okay, and then the coordinate is 1 mark. Okay, so for this is 3 marks. Yeah, 3 marks for this. Okay, just now we already found what is the coordinate of V. So now we have to find the coordinate of U. Okay, so where is coordinate U? So U is over here. Okay, this is U. So U is, this line is a horizontal line. Okay, horizontal line. The gradient is 0. So which means that this is the same as 8, right? The y here is 8. Okay, the y coordinate is 8. But we don't know what is our x here. We don't know what is x here. So I'm going to put as x 8. Okay, but the thing is, the good thing is we know the equation of uv. So we can substitute x8 into this equation. Okay, so the working for B1, I'm going to put it over here to find u. Okay, to find u. So we say let u to be x8. Okay, so I'm going to substitute into this equation to find my x value. So my y is 8. Okay, equals to -2x minus 8. So -8 move forward becomes 16 equals to -2x. So my x is 16 over -2, which is -8. Okay, so I already gotten my coordinate u, which is -8, 8. Okay, so for this one carries 2 marks. Okay, so where do we get the 2 marks? So the 2 marks will be here, 1 mark, and the final answer, 1 mark. There will be 2 marks. Okay, now we are going to do B2, which is the final one, final sub-question for this question. So find the area of trapezium STUV. Okay, STUV. So I'm going to start off with this, which is S, okay, and then T, and then U, and then V. Okay, so we got all 4 coordinates already. For U is -8, 8. Okay, -8, 8. And then for V, just now we gotten V is -2, -4, -2, -4. Okay, so we're going to sub it into the formula for area of trapezium. Okay, so I'm going to do it at the bottom. So for area, okay, for B2, okay, area for trapezium, so I'm going to use half. Okay, and then coordinate S, which is 6, 0, and then coordinate T, 2, 8, and then coordinate U, -8, 8, and then coordinate V, -2, -4, and then call back to coordinate S, okay, which is 6, 0. Modulus. Okay, so half, okay, so 6 times 8, so I'm going to do this, 6 times 8 plus 2 times 8 plus -8 times -4 plus -2, 0. Okay, so we're going to write this down first. So 6 times 8 plus 2 times 8 plus -8, -4, and then plus -2, 0. Okay, and then we have to minus. So we minus 0 times 2 minus 8 times -8 minus 8 times -2 minus -4 times 6. Okay, so minus 0, 2, minus 8, -8, minus 8, -2, minus -4, 6. Close modulus. Okay, so equals half. So 6 times 8 is 48. 2 times 8 is 16. Then negative, positive. 8 times 4 is 32. And then it's 0, 0. And then negative, positive, 64. Then negative, positive, 16. 8 times 2, 16. Negative, positive. So 4 times 6 is 24. Okay. Then we calculate inside the modulus. 48 plus 16 plus 32 plus 64 plus 16 plus 24. So we get 200. Okay, then after that, we open up the modulus. So we get positive 200 divided by 2 is 100. Okay? So for this question, it consists of 2 marks. So where do we get the 2 marks? So 2 marks is first is this step, 1 mark, and the final answer, 1 mark. Let's look at question number 9. So this is on differentiation. So a company wants to build an open-top cylindrical tank with a volume of 1000 meter cube. The radius is r meters and the height is h meters. Okay, so if I were to sketch this out, it will look something like this. So this is a cylinder, okay? So the radius is r, okay? The radius is r and this is the height, h. So it's given that the cost to build the base is 5 ringgit meter per meter square and the cylindrical wall is 2 ringgit meter square. So express the cost to build the tank C in terms of R and pi, which means that we don't change our pi to 22/7, okay? And this question is 3 marks. So I'm going to do it at the bottom here for question A. Okay, so for question A, so the volume given is 1000. Okay, and we know that the volume formula for a cylinder is pi r square h, and this equals to 1000. Okay, so our h will be 1000 over pi r square. Okay, so now they want us to find the cost. Okay, let me sketch out the cylinder again. So this is the base, okay? So this is the R and this is the H. So the cost just now they say that is 5 ringgit per meter square for the base. So the base is here. So this base is actually a circle, right? Which is pi r square, okay? So the area, let's say the area for the base is pi r square. And then for the side, okay? The side is 2 pi r h. So 2 pi r h, okay? So now, in order to find the cost, okay, the cost. So for the base is 5 ringgit for the cost for the base, which is 5 times pi r square, okay? Then plus, then the side, the cylindrical wall is 2 ringgit meter square, okay? So 2 ringgit of 2 pi r h, okay? So equals to, so this is 5 pi r square plus this is 4 pi r h, okay? So we want our answer to be in terms of pi and r only, right? Or r and pi only. So we don't want h. So what are we going to do with the h? So we don't want this h. So I'm going to substitute this into here, okay, to get rid of the h. So equals to, so C, okay, so it will be 5 pi r square plus 4 pi r and then 1000 over pi r square. Okay, so we can actually cancel out this pi and this r and one of the r. Okay, so we will get C equals to 5 pi r square plus 4000 over r. Okay, and this is the answer for A. So for A is 3 marks. So where do we get the 3 marks? So here 1 mark, okay, and then this step is 1 mark, and the final answer for this question is 1 mark. So total here is 3 marks. Let's continue with B. Find the radius and the height that minimize the construction cost. Hence, find the minimum construction cost. So we need to find what is our R and H first, okay? So just now we already gotten our C. I'm going to do it at the bottom, okay? At least 5 marks, yeah? So for B, just now we gotten our C equation, which is C equals to 5 pi r square plus 4000 over r, right? Okay, so now in order to find minimum, we have to make dC over dr to be equal to 0, okay? So now we're going to differentiate this one first. Okay, so before that, I'm going to write this in index form, okay? So this will be 4000 r negative 1. That will be easier for us to differentiate. So dC dr, okay? Now we can start to differentiate already. So we will get 10 pi r minus 4000 r negative 2, Okay, so when this is 0, so this is 10 pi r. So this one we can change it to in fraction form. So in fraction form is like this. Okay, yeah, so we got this. And then when this is 0, we're going to substitute our r inside. So our r value is, just now we got 3. Our r is, oh, we don't know yet, huh? Okay, so 10, and then the pi we can use 3.142. Okay, because they asked us to use 3.142. Let's look at the question. So they asked us to use pi is 3.142, then we don't use 22/7. We use 3.142, okay? So it's 3.142. Then after that, we minus 4,000. Okay, before that, we have the r here. Then 4,000 over r square. Okay, so we have to solve this one. So 0 equals to, when we times inside, so it becomes 31.42r minus 4,000 over r square. Okay, so now we got to get rid of our r square at the bottom. So all the terms times r square. So it becomes 0. Then this will be 31.42 r cubed minus 4,000. Okay, so this negative 4,000 move over to the left side, become positive 4,000 equals to 31.42 r cubed. So to find r cubed, we use 4,000 divided by 31.42. Okay, so we get 127.307. So to get r, we're going to cube root this. Okay, cube root this, then we will get 5.031. Okay, so we got the r already. So next is we're going to find what is our h. Yeah. Okay, so just now in the working for A, our h is 1,000 over pi r square. Okay, so 1,000 over pi r square. So we're going to substitute inside our r value that we have found. So 1,000 over, so this pi you can use 3.142 and then times with r square. R is 5.031 whole thing square. Okay, then we will get 12.576. Okay, and then now we can find what is our mean cost. So our minimum cost, we substitute into our C formula. Okay, so C is 5 pi, and then this is your R, 5.031 whole thing square. Okay, 5 pi r square, and then plus 4,000, then over our R is 5.031. Okay, we substitute into here. We actually substitute into here, this one. Yeah, so we substitute the R values inside here. Okay, so we got this and this. Yeah. Okay, so this will be, when you use 3.142 for the pi, yeah, then you get 397.64 plus 795.07. Okay, so when we plus them together, then our cost would be 1192.71, okay, in ringgit. Okay, so this question carries 5 marks, okay? So where do we get the 5 marks? Okay, so here, this step is 1 mark. Okay, 1 mark. And then R, 1 mark. And then H, 1 mark. And then this step is 1 mark. And final answer, 1 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have 5 marks for question B. Let's look at question C. After the tank is built, the tank starts being filled with water at a rate of 20 meter cube per minute. So when you see the rate, and then this is volume because meter cube is volume. So it means that this is dV dt. Okay, dV dt. So find the rate of change of the water height, means find dH dt in the tank when the height water reaches 8 meters. Means when H is equals to 8. Okay, so you have to find what is your dH dt. So from here, we're going to find what is our chain rule. Okay, so our chain rule will be dH dt, because you need to find dH dt. So dH on top and then dt at the bottom. Okay, so what is the other unknown? The other unknown will be dV, right? Okay, dV. Yeah. Okay, so from here, okay, I'm going to do some side working. Okay, because we need to know what is our dV dH. So V formula, okay, V, which is the volume, okay, volume of a cylinder, because the tank is a cylindrical tank. So it will be pi r square H. Okay, so this will be dV dH, so equals to pi r square. So the pi we can use 3.142, then times with the r, which is 5.031 whole thing square. Okay, then you press the calculator, you'll get 79.527. Okay, then after that, we can put it into the chain rule. So dh dv, but here is dv dh. So what we're going to do is we are going to shift it upside down like this. Okay, then our dv dt is given as 20 in the question. So times 20. So we will get 0.2515. Okay, so that's the answer. So this question is 2 marks. So where do we get the 2 marks? Here is 1 mark and the final answer is 1 mark.